Whenever you're ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Toon Talk 2.0. Now, I have a question, sir.
Yeah,
So
go
we
ahead.
we already know that Kit Kat is. I'm not gonna say. I know what your
The
favorite candy
best
bar.
chocolate on earth.
It's certainly on the list, right? I'm no dispute. But I wonder. So I am not like Snickers are okay for me, but Snickers ice cream just elevates it to a whole new level. So I gotta wonder, given Kit Kat's already high standard, does the ice cream do the same thing to Kit Kat?
Let me explain you. Eating a Kit Kat is like having sex with a Playboy model.
Okay,
Eating Kit Kat ice cream is having sex with that Playboy model, surrounded by all her friends in the Playboy mansion without spending a penny.
I gotta get some Kit Kat ice cream.
Hello, people. Everybody knows me. Yes, I'm going through something. I'm wearing pink
Man, we're
and I'm
both
getting Kit Kat.
we're both going through something. But
Um,
just to tell Hollywood to suck it, I had to start off with my award, which I won before all you rich fucks. Hopefully I
I need to come.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I need to congratulate you. You were totally right about Godzilla. You
Y-
wanted to that happen. You say that that was the way to prove that without a low budget you can deliver. You say it. You're in it, buddy.
I didn't like I will be honest with you. Part of the reason I wanted to do the actually the main reason I wanted to do the Oscars tonight was because of how pleasantly surprised I was. Like, I think Hollywood finally got the kick in the dick that they needed and are now realizing because, and even the things that I disagree with, I can at least say, like, I get how someone could come to that conclusion. It's not my taste,
Yeah,
but I get it. And there's even the things that even people are actually complaining about, I either actually liked or I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Like, dude, even Jimmy Kimmel was tolerable, albeit a bit
hmm.
bland, but tolerable.
I don't dislike Jimmy.
I do now only because I know that I want someone to explain to me how somebody can get up there and be so high and mighty when you used to host the Man Show. Bro, you're not fooling
Come on,
anybody. In fact, we
but
liked you
Jimmy's
better.
been. You know that this is not really Jimmy Kimmel. It's a malefic clone because Jimmy used to be fat and funny.
Then he became a vegan. How much money do you want to bet Jimmy Kimmel's a vegan?
He's not a vegan.
Really? He's at least thought about it. He's held an
Mm,
eggplant in his hand.
that was making reference to another thing.
I know, so was I.
I need to close this, Jake. I'm not gonna be eating ice cream in front of everyone just to humor you.
Really? Because
By the way,
I find it massively entertaining.
me eating chocolate.
Well, ice cream, but yeah.
Um, so what do you think? What about the new Mr. Virus Vox? Look, I'm a jock from look at this. I got the high collar, got the
It's
fixed beard.
it's very very 2005.
Yeah,
And I don't
that's
mean that
good.
as a dig. That's a
I'm going
pop.
through something, motherfucker, so leave me
Well,
alone.
we're both going through something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's called winning.
yeah,
Yeah, winning. Tiger's blood. Which,
yeah. Let me see.
by the way, if you would
Is
like to get more information
Of
on
course.
beautiful belts like this, you can visit our friends at Trophy Smack, which, by the way, I realized just now I screwed up. I forgot to change the thumbnail. So if you're watching this live, I apologize, but I'm not going to interrupt the stream to change it. And if you're watching live, the link is not there, but it will be. If you're not watching the live stream, you're good. It's in the description.
I'm technically not a vegan. Posted February 16, 2012 by Jimmy Kimmel itself.
If you have to say you're technically not a vegan, you're even worse than a vegan because it means that you want to be a vegan, but you're too weak. And I know a lot of people are going to see like, well, Jay,
no, he even comment on that he's not even agreed that what people are saying that they're a vegan or not or no.
He wants to be.
No, he's not. He was. No, he wasn't. No. He just ate. Technically, I'm not a vegetarian, but I do eat them. That's what he said. He's not vegan, man.
Whatever.
I used to be a regular in the green room in LA. Then he just got bored, not because of him. He saw some at the I stopped drinking. So the guy in the bar, because in the green room, for people don't know, everything is free. So you got there are 30 people. That probably there are 5 we were regulars, because we know the production and in a site in the same entrance you have the guests. So it was good for some people, right? If you want to get excited and go and see famous people, well, woo, it's not my thing. So I was just hanging there watching, seeing my friends of the production. I never been in this show because I found that kind of lame, but I was in the green room. And I get to meet Jimmy a couple of times, shaking hands, not we're friends or anything. He's not big. He's really nice. He's a really nice guy. Okay.
If you say
If
so.
you don't like him, that's fine.
No, I
That's
loved.
fine. That's
I loved.
fine.
Okay, so here's the thing, though, and it's not just Jimmy. It's Stephen Colbert too. These late night hosts, and I mean, to be fair, Jimmy
Stephen
Fallon.
Colbert, I can.
Yeah, and Jimmy Fallon was always a tool. So
Yeah, but Jimmy Fallon is extremely talented, man.
is
He
he
can
though?
sing. He can act. Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, he can act. I take issue with that statement. Say I'll give you
He
he can sing. I will give you that.
he can sing. He can pretend to act. He's a funny actor. He's a comedian.
He's not though. He's really not.
Dude, he was in Saturday Night Live doing a lot of things that make us funny.
And literally, I'm not saying it happened in every skit because I haven't seen it. Every skit that I've seen him in, he breaks character because he can't hold his shit together.
Oh, yeah, because but let's remember that he was in a more Bell one and that laughing because of that. He was one of the musicians. Come on, dude, don't be like that.
Nah, I've never cared for Jimmy Fallon. I did, however, have to publicly apologize to him because for years I was actually getting him confused. Okay, so here's the thing: I dislike Jimmy Fallon. I hate Chris Kattan, and I
Oh
was
yeah. I'm with you.
I got them confused and I can't explain why because they don't even really look that similar. But I was getting them confused for years because I thought Jimmy Fallon was responsible for Corky Romano.
Okay.
So I just was on the Jimmy Fallon hate train, like almost
I'm
on
on a
par.
hate train. I need to record
On
that song just to play it every time you say that.
almost on par with my hatred of Robert Pattinson. Like it was
Whoa, whoa,
close.
whoa, 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 hold on a second. That's a different level of hating. It's like hating
That's
Mengele and hating Hitler. I mean, you hate both, but there's a difference there, man.
I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. That was my level of vitriol for. But I was wrong. I thought was Jimmy Fallon was in fact not Jimmy Fallon. And what's funny is if you want to dig for it, I can't remember the episode. I actually realized this live on a podcast. And then I
I'm
had
doing
to
my eyebrows.
and then I apologized publicly to Jimmy Fallon.
Do you know that every time I move my eyebrows, you touch your eyebrows? Have you noticed that?
No.
Yeah, it's really funny. I don't know. You have a thing. I'm controlling you. I knew it. Oh, by the way, I got good news and bad news for you. The bad news is that they postponed the release of Batman second part one more year. It's going to be out in October of 2025. They just announced it 20 minutes ago.
Wait, what? What? They delayed
Batman,
which Batman?
the
Like the Batman?
the second, the Batman second part, the blue
That's
one.
that's not bad news.
No, yeah, that's the bad news. The good news is we have one more year without seeing that motherfucker playing Batman.
That's double
So
good news for me, my friend.
a lot of things can happen in 1 year. As the Joker.
Hey man, all I'm saying is cars run off the road every day.
I know. I mean, as the Joker, you never know. I'm going through something. Leave me alone.
I'm not hating on it. I would be all for
Uh,
recasting that mess.
I really think that they need a Latino playing Batman, eating Kit Kat,
They need
asking
a.
Alfred for
You're
Kit Kat.
saying they need a Batman?
They need a Batman.
They need a Batman?
They need Bruno Diaz, not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is done. You know that they call it Bruno Diaz? I don't know why.
Well, okay,
And
so
and Dick Grayson, it was Ricardo Tapia.
I get Ricardo. Tapia, I
Tapia
don't
is a
get.
last name. But the same. Why did hell didn't call him Dick Grayson? Back in the day, they used to translate the names in the 80s and 90s. 90s, around the middle of the 90s, they start using everything. Are you
So,
ready?
so is this?
Punisher?
Hang on though. So is this maybe why? So I had an ex-girlfriend who, her family was from Mexico, and it was part of how she was raised. So like when she was very young, her father was very like, if it's not from Mexico, it's shit.
Stay there. You need to rephrase that. I have another ex girlfriend. Sorry.
Okay, another ex-girlfriend. Yes,
Go
I have
ahead.
another
Sorry, I
ex-girlfriend.
couldn't help
Well, but
myself.
so when she was young, her father had basically raised them where like if it's not from Mexico, it's garbage. But a side effect of that, and this might contribute to it, there were a lot of things that she thought were like started or originated in Mexico, and I was just like, no, that's totally an American thing, or that's
How did that feel when she was dating you?
well, it was funny because I got to be right a lot. In fact, one story I love telling this story. You know the song, the first version I heard was Pearl Jam, "Last Kiss."
Yeah,
The song's been done many many times.
yeah,
Um,
hundred of times.
but I knew the original one was recorded in the 50s in the United States, and I can't remember the name of the group, but it was during a period where they're doing a lot of teen tragedy songs, right? It was a whole
Yeah,
like subgenre. Well, we're sitting in a what it's a restaurant that serves carnitas exclusively.
it's a
Which fun
restaurant,
yeah,
Carnitas place.
yeah, but fun fact, I ate so many of those damn things that I couldn't look at a carnita for like 3 months. But
I can tell till the
oh,
day, Fatso. Sorry, I'm kidding. You don't look fat.
you're right. I've gained some weight, so we're gonna take care of
You
that too.
haven't. Come on, keep going, woman. Come on.
I'm just trying over
You
here.
know that all our viewers and listeners are slowly disappearing in the female side. You know that, right?
Hey, man,
Because of my
if
stupid jokes.
fucking grow a
I'm
pair. I don't.
okay. I promise I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
that's just like Senator Kelly from the first X-Men movie going through the bars, which I rewatched. I rewatched the other day. Still,
Here's Jesus. Sorry for the people that don't know what I'm doing. I'm making the movement through the door, like Jack Nicholson. But instead of saying John, I say Jesus because I'm Latino. Keep going. So, Carnitas
so
place.
so the song comes on in the radio, but I recognize the melody. I'm like, oh, I love this song, and she looks at me like, how the hell do you know this song? And I'm like, well, I
Because
mean, not
probably he thought it was Leo Dan from 1957 in his album, of course.
yeah, exactly. Which was only a few years after the original, but I said, "Well, I don't know the Spanish version, but I know the American." She's like, "Oh, they made an English version?" I'm like, "No, they made a Spanish version. It's an American song." "No, it's not." And we sat there and argued, and I'm like, "Woman, I will pull up Google right here and now because I know I'm right."
You don't know how to have a Latino girlfriend. You could just say, "Oh, you're right," and move on with it. But
No, you
okay.
know what? Okay, we're gonna stop. I know we were supposed to talk about the Oscars, but I have to say something because every single time I see a video, and I know it's done for laughs, but I got to tell you guys, You know, the whole like I'm scared of my Latina girlfriend or wife or whatever. I'm gonna say it. This is a hot take. Y'all a bunch of bitches. No, I'm serious.
No, I
You,
never. Hold a second. Hold a second. First of all, I don't date Latina, so shut the fuck up. One.
I'm not
Second,
talking to
I'm talking
you. I'm
about the
talking to
dad.
them.
I'm talking the dad. The dad. You don't. You just don't need to arguing with all country people from Latin America is complicated, man. They're stubborn as fuck.
I know, and they're wrong.
Yeah, I mean they are.
I mean, not
Keep
always,
going.
but so I proved that I was right. And then it happened a few more times with like movies or a couple of other things, but that one always sticks out to me. But I want to finish my thought on the Latina girlfriend thing and then we can go into the Oscars.
Sure.
If you are dating or married to a Latina, I will give you this gem of wisdom.
Don't be a bitch.
Well, it's a nicer way of saying it. The one who cares the least wins.
Yeah, yeah,
You,
because we are built to argue.
you want to know the best way if somebody's screaming at you?
Yeah,
You turn around and walk away. One of two
yeah,
things will
yeah.
happen.
They
Either,
stop argue or they hit you from the back in the not in the head.
in which case, then you drop a charge.
Yeah, yeah. You really don't
No,
know Latinos,
I'm just
but that's
as someone who I've been married before, and my ex, I have a lot of exes. I know it's probably me. I'm the problem, but
you know from now on you're known as the X-Men.
that's I'm thoroughly convinced that I'm the problem because I choose the wrong women. But this story, my ex-wife and I were arguing in the midst of our divorce, and she gave me, which, okay, first of all, when I say she gave me everything she had for context, 5'2", a buck 25 soaking wet. She's not a big girl. When I tell you that she slapped me across the face with everything she had, and like it burned, but I was like, I mean, nothing, just completely no sold it. The look on her face, I wish I could have taken a picture. It was like the literal moment is like, you have no power here.
Now, first of all, I want to say that I'm really sorry that that finished a long time ago, and I'm sorry that she hits you because there's a whole no. There's a whole theory that the only aggressors are the men, the only manipulators, the only
That's
and
not
it's
true.
complicated. So if you've been into an abusive relationship that don't know us personally, put the comments underneath. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's a complicated matter. I don't do Latinas unless it's you, Sofia Vergara. Yes, if you're listening to the podcast like every week, we're getting closer. Because I got a specific set of skills. I will find you. And I will stop right now because that sounds sounding really, really creepy to Sofia Vergara. That doesn't even know who the fuck am I. But anyway, the Oscars! 96 years of paying attention to people that we don't know, seeing how they dress perfectly when they don't even give a fuck about us.
Wait a minute, are we seriously? So we're almost 100 years.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Actually,
that's why.
I was nominated last year, but I withdraw my nomination because I just want to be the nominated in the 100 one.
Oh man, the 100 years are gonna be epic. Like that's why they're cleaning up their act because they know they've got a lot of work to do to get back into the elevated state that they once were.
I like them. In general, I like them. There's things that I need to criticize because that's my job in this podcast. I think that it's really hard. A couple of things there, two things, and maybe we will get to the point where I'm dressed like this. I hope everybody start getting the joke of me that I always dress in black and wearing a pink dress. There you go.
I
Thank
get
you.
okay. Wow.
Yeah. And I'm wearing the high top. Come on, dude.
I get it. I get it now.
I don't
Completely
like that
flew
there's
over
not
my
a
head.
Latino Ken, but anyway, because I could be a Latino Ken.
What would a Latino? What would a? I don't know why I said that with a lot of law there. What would a Latino Ken be?
The gardener.
Yeah. No, no, no. I got it. I got it. Joaquin.
Joaquin. Joaquin. No, Jose, bro. Jose is the Jose. Jose is him. Anyway, but let's just start here. When you open the, and we invite you to open the Oscar.org. Let's just start with the category that is in the top, right? Um, Actor in a leading role. I don't think for a second, I didn't thought that for a second that Bradley Cooper got a chance, Coleman Domingo, or Jeffrey Wright. For me, it was into Cillian Murphy and Paul Giamatti. Not because the other guys weren't perfect in their roles, it's because they weren't in that level of execution. Why? Because I don't know if this word is correct. Compenetration, no, I don't think that exists. Like the merge, it will be the colloquial, the merge of ideas and concepts between the director and the actor needs to be built. And that's something that Cillian has.
I
He's been
think,
working for
yeah. I think the word you might be looking for is synergy, but I don't know if that's completely
no. Synergy is when you put two forces together to become a biggest force. No,
Toon Talk word of the day.
yeah, sorry. Anyway, but Cillian Murphy for me was amazing. Was my first choice. I think we talked about it in the past that he was going to be nominated in a World Grammy special that we start touching the Oscars. Oppenheimer, he's so flat that become real. I don't know how to explain
Mm,
it. I'm not talking flat in a bad way. You actually forget that he's a scarecrow. That's really hard. And you actually see him like that. You see him as Oppenheimer. You see him the power of that. And I think that was huge. Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers is one of the best movies I ever seen because of the narrative of the idea of not enhance the real life situation. They touch racism, but they don't go crazy with it. They touch war, but they don't go crazy with it. They want to make a statement. In real life, people
yeah,
talk about it and move on.
back when metaphors were subtle and they could, it wasn't so direct that it was only this thing. Like, just to
But
think
something
about
I really
Stark.
like about the holdovers is that it's like a real life situation that is not pushed. I mean, you see how human lies to survive, just to survive the moment, how they keep moving forward and they adapt. I think the most beautiful thing about the holdovers is how they adapt. But going back to the winner, Cillian Murphy, man, we're gonna get to the director, but people can say a lot of things about that couple, right? Murphy and the director. Of course, I'm not mentioning it because we're gonna talk about him 300 billion times later.
Right.
Is really rare to find nowadays. A director never stay with the same actor. The actor don't they're not loyal anymore. But it's beautiful to see that connection and it's pay off. Hopefully, after this, they continue working together, right? And let's see what Peter thinks. So I don't know, Cillian Murphy. What do you think?
You know what's funny? And my appreciation has grown over the years. I've never been a huge fan of him. I mean, like,
Really?
I'm
You
not,
don't
I'm
like
not.
him in the
No,
Scarecrow?
no. Okay. So I didn't really care for Batman Begins, and I've never been like I said, as the years have gone, I've become a bigger and bigger fan. But Cillian Murphy to me has always been a side character. Not to say he couldn't do, because obviously he delivered in Oppenheimer, right? But
But you're right. That's what Oppenheimer was so good because Oppenheimer is not a lead character, not even in the movie.
okay,
We're
that's
following the
fair.
story of the Manhattan Problem project, and he was the lead. But if you realize the beauty of this script is that he's in the middle of everything. That's what I mean when he's so plain that you believe them. Because he's a secondary actor that finds his way with through hard work and the right characters and the right connections and friendship to stay to the point that he become lead. And I love that about him. In the Scarecrow, right? It's fantastic because he's a secondary actor surrounded by Batman and by Alfred and whoever Rachel does is. But yeah, I don't like that character at all.
No, I didn't care for the character either, actress.
Yeah, exactly. So it went to ugly big chicks to ugliest big chicks. So that's what it is. But anyway, actor in a supporting role. That touched me. I think because we always like a comeback story. I really think that the I went through hell, get back, and made it back to the top is something that everybody loves, regardless of your age, your ethnicity, your whatever. You love the comeback story. We saw Robert Downey Jr. to be a little creep in the funny movies, then went to hell, come addicted, but then he got back to us with Iron Man taking a risk, and the studio's taking a risk on him, and he's been delivering. There's a movie called Scanner Darkling that is
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly in that period before Iron Man. And
yeah.
I love the art of the movie. The movie itself is not good to me, but the art of the movie because it's rotoscope, and I
Okay.
inspire a lot of my work like that. A lot of my work on that. For the people that don't know this, rotoscope is a technique that it was created many years ago, but implemented by Disney to understand the movement of the characters realistic. They started doing it with Snow White. So they have actually Snow White actress that it was moving frame by frame, and they were drawing on top of her. So that's when you see. So if you see a movie, an animation movie before this Snow White, you know that Snow White got an Academy Award, right?
The first one, yeah, the Disney one, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Disney one. That
And
was
two,
because
and remember, it won Best Picture, did it not?
yeah, it won Best Pictures,
Yeah,
but that's
because
what I meant.
this is before animated film was a category, because it was the first one.
Yeah, was the first one, and the important thing is the movements were so real that it was a what a Snow White for real, and they draw over her, and that technique is called rotoscopy or rotoscope.
Wait, 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 wait,
That
wait, 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 wait. Are you Disney didn't rotoscope Snow White?
you want to bet?
I do.
Let me tell you why. I don't want to lose your time or your respect. We've gone through a lot. If you see any movie and you see the animation is spin, it doesn't work well. The perspective that the drawers of Disney saw is because there's an actress that it was Snow White that was doing the movement. Some of them they did rotoscope, some of them they're pictures. I'm pretty sure about it because I analyzed that for two movies that I did in rotoscope and several videos that I do in rotoscope. And the important thing is that you separate the layers. That now every project in Photoshop separate the layers. But back in the day, you needed to do it with real crystals. Like it was a crystal. They wrote, they draw the mountains, and it was one. And Disney built the machine
Mm-hmm.
that moved the camera, and the final characters there were touched. Obviously, they used the anatomy of a woman to make it perfect. And in some moments, that when she runs and when she spins, it was rotoscope. But
Hang on, I'm looking. Because
oh yeah, he's looking.
I'm thinking you might be, I don't know, because Disney, especially this time, I mean, it wasn't even so much that they were the best animators in the world; they were literally inventing techniques. So they did
And
not
that's why we
invent.
almost went bankruptcy. If they didn't win, Disney wouldn't exist. But because believe it or not, people, Disney like Pixar was a studio before that. Disney was Walt Disney was a director. That's what he was. Then he become used the marketing and branding. But I'm pretty sure because I saw a documentary of the 100 years of Disney and they talk about it. Like I just saw it. I saw it no more than 2 months ago.
Okay,
But
I'm
anyway,
sorry.
I'm gonna continue because he's obsessed. He's gonna be like that at 1 hour and a half, people, and we all know that he's going through something and he needs this win. And I'm an asshole. Anyway,
Oh, son
I
of a bitch! Really,
yeah, of course I'm right. You
son
really
of
doubt
a
that in my brain?
bitch!
I was gonna tell you to do the bed of our Snow White bed
Oh
that
man,
you were
no,
gonna do.
but it's not just Snow White.
No, everything. Snow White was the first. That's what I just told you. It's
Believe it or not,
rotoscope.
believe it or not, it wasn't the first. It was the first feature length film they did.
Yeah,
But
a lot of
God,
movements.
the goddess of the goddess of spring, they rotoscoped the character Persephone.
Yeah,
They rotoscoped the Blue Fairy and Pinocchio. Many elements
Jake,
of Fantasia. I know, man. This is some
brother,
bullshit.
brother, brother. Look at me. Look at me, please. I'm a movie director specializing in rotoscope. How the fuck I'm not gonna know that?
Well, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I love you too. You're going through something. You know what? Fuck Disney. Fuck Wikipedia. You're right. Um, Actor in supporting role. We have Ryan Gosling in Barbie, Mark Ruffalo, Robert De Niro, Sterling K. Brown, and Robert Downey Jr. Again, Robert De Niro. The fight was between two: Robert De Niro and Robert Downey Jr. Robert De Niro, his movies for an adult audience, and they need to relaunch the Oscars. They're trying to fight. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon is not for a young, lack of culture audience. It's an educated movie with a strong subject. Oppenheimer is a kind of culture that everybody wants to know about because if it wasn't for Oppenheimer, we wouldn't live in the world that we're living. It was a conjuncture, right? Separation of the what if. So Robert Downey Jr. is delivered really good because again, him forcing himself to lose more weight, to look older because we didn't want to watch Tony Stark there,
Yeah, right.
right? So him winning the actor his first Academy Award in 25 years of career, I think, right? Something like that. It was really good. Now, I need to criticize the way that he was dressing. What the hell is wrong with the cordon tie and the bell pants? I know you don't care about that,
No,
but people,
I do a little bit, but I don't. I guess that's not where I would start. So and keep in mind
okay.
this is probably because I'm not a rich person, but the whole concept of spending that kind of money on a piece of clothing, which I get a lot of the stuff is loaned, like they're not
For the
buying
Academy
these.
Awards,
Yeah,
it's given by the brand, yeah.
yeah, for the night, but just the
No, no,
general concept.
they give it to them. The jewelry is the one that you return. The rest
Oh,
is a
really?
gift.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
the concept of spending that kind of money on clothing and looking that ridiculous, I don't get it.
I mean, but again, think about it. If he wore a real good tuxedo, he was gonna look like Iron Man. I think that was thought like that in a reason.
I can understand why you'd want to differentiate it, but I'm sorry. My favorite Oscars moment were when Matt Stone and Trey Parker came
Yeah. No,
in dresses. I think was that 1999 or 2000. I think it was 99.
1999. That was before the millennium.
It
Now
was
let's talk
so
about
epic.
well, and we can talk about wardrobe right now. John Cena, he was the best dressed in the night.
Okay, so fun fact. So I heard, which I'm. Are you familiar with Patrick Bet David, his podcast, the PBD podcast?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so I just watched a clip from one. I don't know if it was the most recent, but they were like cutting up John Cena, saying it was a humiliation exercise, and like getting all like dogging on him and saying that it's showing how he's a slave to Hollywood. And I'm like, nah, man, it was a funny bit. It was a great bit.
It was three things that we're not looking over there. First of all, John Cena just released a movie of a comedy of a guy that over exaggerates his roles, making
Exactly.
fun that an actor needs to do whatever it takes. One. Second, John Cena personality. He's something I love about him. He says that I don't remember word by word, but he said, if life gives you the opportunity, go and do it 100%. Right? So let's remember that that's his way of life. And third one, do a wardrobe dress. I mean, first of all, everyone that criticizes him, dude, they need to suck it up and go to the gym. One. Second, he's a really funny guy, right?
Yeah.
And now we're preparing himself to be the next Arnold. That movement itself gonna jump him from no, I don't believe in Cena to oh shit, he can act to oh he's even funny to be the next Predator, to be the next Terminator. He's building his career. If he goes dressed with a suit, he's another one. Now we all remember John Cena.
Well, and I would like to remind. So what that clip told me is that none of these guys know anything about John Cena because this is also not the first time John Cena has appeared nude, um, in public or on camera or otherwise. And they were like,
He's
"Oh, they're
been
gonna."
doing that just for the
He
movie.
Well, he did it in Peacemaker. He did it. I think he was wearing underwear, but you know what I mean. No, he wasn't. You got some You got
We
some
see
John
the
Cena.
dong.
You got. I don't think you see the dong, but you definitely see some cheek action. Um, but I mean, he did a similar bit in WWE more than once. Like,
Yeah, it's
and
part of him.
and secondly, I was like, oh yeah, it's real humiliating when you look like that and go out
Yeah.
like really. Come
And
on,
if I can
guys.
take my shirt off and do that bit, I will look bad. Well, not really, but I would not good as good as. Now, you know what? It's really fantastic for me in a technical area. I saw some videos from behind the cameras before he jumped, and he doesn't look that buff. But the light designer, when he put the light in the top, make him look
Yeah, that's
perfect.
down lighting. It's what gyms use, and
But
they do
it's
it for a reason.
fantastic. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
because he was moving. And you know what? Whoever that want to criticize the human nature, they can go to hell.
Well, and I want to preface with I normally love PVD stuff, but honestly, that video got a dislike for me because I thought it was such a bad take. And like, it's like you. Oh, I remember that was the other thing that I really. They were like, and now he's on OnlyFans doing a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm like, okay, this is
Dude,
your.
it's a bit.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. This is why I lost a lot of respect. It's like, guys, you have a research team. Not one of you thought to delve into that for more than 5 seconds and see what he's actually posting on there. It's a bit for the
Brother, if
movie.
it's just me or I look good on camera today.
You do. You look pretty sharp.
I know, I don't know why.
It's like ZZ
I
Top said.
what?
Every girl crazy about a sharp dressed man, even if he's wearing pink.
Shut the fuck up. You know what? My sister says I'm not fat. I'm just badly
Badly
illuminated,
lit. I'm just
badly
lit
lit. Yeah.
poorly.
Anyway, so
So yeah.
well, congratulations to Robert Downey Jr. Right? And John Cena. Man, we still love you. And if
Oh,
they don't
he'll
like
be
you,
fine.
now they see you. Now they don't.
Well, exactly. What are you complaining about? Nobody saw him anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He was too fast, like Batista wanted to do in Guardians of the Galaxy. For the people that are listening, we just did the bit of what is the name of the character?
Drax.
Drax, when he's supposed not to be moving, he's hitting a chip so slow nobody can move it because he perfect that technique. This one was the surprising one, actress of in leading role for an actress. Now, something came to my mind that I'm going to talk after this. It just popped into my mind. Emma Stone, I love her. The way to emphasize a woman with different mental capabilities without really ridicule side make it dramatic. I found her really good. But I never thought that she was gonna take it from Lily Gladstone or even Annette Bening.
It
I
was I was this is one of those things where I don't know that I would have agreed personally, but I understand why certain people may have voted that way. Like I can wrap my head around it. Which by the way, entertain the audience for the moment. I realize I put on the wrong shirt, so I will be back
That's
in a
fine. No,
moment.
that's totally good. He's gonna change because now he talk about Robert Downey Jr. and but let me tell you something. I really thought that I was gonna that they're gonna give it to Lily Gladstone because he got the Golden Globe, he got the one from the press, he got everyone, and we understand that sometimes support the minority is important for the industry. But I think giving him to Emma Stone was a statement that they're gonna go back to the perfect role, and I think that she delivered the perfect role. Now, if you ask me personally, Annette Bening was for the movie Niad. I saw the movie, I cried with the movie, and the devotion that she shares is something that if you don't live in America, you don't know. Of course, people that is just listening, he's wearing a Godzilla T-shirt. Okay, that's good. I give it to you. You
The
you earned it,
king,
buddy.
the king has finally
So
won this
just
Oscar
like I say, congratulations to everyone. Something came into my mind right now. Why in the industry you cannot say actress? You need to say actor for female and male. However, in the Academy Awards, you say actor and actress.
because what you're describing is a very new phenomenon, and it used to not be an insult to call a woman a woman.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm just saying. What the next time? You know what? I'm just gonna give the directed call. to everyone in the company that they're gonna return to use the word actress. And if something complain, I'm gonna say that we're following the statistics of the Academy Awards. Suck it.
And before anyone, because I know somebody's gonna watch this and be like, "Well, yeah, but the entire language is sexist like that." Okay, what do you call a male who dances ballet?
Dancer,
But what do you call a female that
ballerina.
dances?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, actually, depending. If you're Elton John, you will call him Tiny Dancer because he's a guy. There you go. Anyway, actress in a supporting role.
I mean, she's just back there just saying, "You guys did such a great job."
You know what? Divine Joy Randolph, she deserved it. Yes. I don't think that was better than Daniel Brooks, but she deserved it. Now, as sometimes the Golden Globes, right, and the press awards and all the other awards are gonna guide you to who's gonna win. I think that they saw all the African American nominees and they choose the best one to give them the prize to. In the holdover, she's good. I mean, don't take me wrong. I'm not criticizing her job. I think she deserved it. I don't think that she was better than Danielle Brooks in the color purple. I don't, right? Or Jodie Foster.
I still need to watch The Color Purple, but from what I've seen, it looks like an amazing movie.
Is if somebody could, if I could explain the way of watching the color purple again in this version, like somebody went open my heart and pull it out and sing tun 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 tun, because it's really powerful.
So
Um,
it was like the Temple of Doom.
yeah, just exactly like
I
that. I felt bad for American Ferrari because he was the only second Latino nominated. And I love that people make a movement of, yes, we're supporting everyone. Fuck you. We don't have Latinos in the industry. And I hate it. Don't look like
Really?
that.
Really? You think so?
Two Latinos nominated.
Oh, in
Two.
the Oscars, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. You said in the
Or in
industry.
everywhere. In everywhere. I'm talking about awards tonight. I mean, I don't see Flash being a Latino or Green Lantern or tell me a Latino in a Star Wars beside Diego Luna.
Oh, Latino in Star Wars? Okay, but that's unfair because the franchise
Jewish,
started.
Jew, Jewish Latino doesn't count. Yeah, I mean the guy from the new ones is
Hey,
the
I
captain.
mean, Lando Calrissian was a black guy. He got to fly the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
What's the matter with you?
but do you understand that Latinos and black are not the same?
They are if they're Afro Latino, except they're not the
You
same.
know
That
what?
was
Shut the
extremely
fuck up.
racist.
Anyway, congratulations to the van. That was cool. I saw Nijad and I think that movie is really touchy. It's really you cry. If you don't cry, you're not a human being. Honestly. Now, the biggest thing that is being created, the most controversial thing. No,
Oh,
not yet,
controversial?
brothers.
No.
Animated future film. The voice, the voice of Spider-Man Across the Verse called the Academy Awards fake. That he went berserk because he says correctly. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, he said, changed many lives, and
I
he's right.
for multiple reasons, and as someone who is a big fan of Studio Ghibli films, I agree with you 100%. Just look, if for no other reason other than the fact that I know that they created animation techniques, Miyazaki just did the same. And don't get me wrong, it's good shit, but they did the same old shit. The team that was working on the Spider-Verse movies, in both movies, created animation techniques. And look at the cultural phenomenon that it was.
But then again, exactly like the previous giving him to the Vine Year Radolf, they needed to give something to Asian culture. That's what
They
it is.
already got it.
No, yeah, but I understand what you're saying, but they needed to make a presence.
I know, but we both know what happens when Japan starts getting a big head.
I know, but
They
yeah,
covered it in Oppenheimer.
there you go. But to be honest with you, for me, Elemental actually will take it. If I was the one giving them Elemental, it's a nice story about family with amazing technology.
I still
I don't think,
personally,
but now,
I was gonna say personally, I would have voted for Across the Spider-Verse, and I think I know why it wasn't even considered because again, it's a superhero movie, as though superhero movies
mm,
cannot be.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. But one thing that they didn't took in consideration, and I think that that's bad for the area of animated, is that every time you create an animated movie, you need to create a character, right?
Which they
How many
did though.
characters do we have in the Boy and the Heron?
Oh, okay.
How many characters? 25? How many characters do we have in Spider-Man Across the Spurs? 2,000? Every Spider-Man, every of the big scenes is for real with that. And that's a work that is massive. But anyway, I'm not even gonna go there. Whatever.
Well, not only
Whatever,
that, I
bro.
will say this, just I'm full of hot takes tonight. So, like I said, I'm a fan of Studio Ghibli movies. However, my hot take is most of the times the bad ones are the ones that get all the love. Like, I'm sorry, Spirited Away is not a great movie. Like, well, it's not an amazing movie. It's an okay movie that overshadowed some of the greater Studio Ghibli films, most notably Princess Mononoke and Grave of the
Yeah.
Fireflies. And to a
Princess
certain extent,
Mononoke is really good, man.
Princess Mononoke is fantastic. It's in my opinion, it's the best Studio Ghibli movie. And then
Ever. Yeah.
yeah, it's hands down. Okay, I'm gonna say it's hands down the best one. Not to say the
Yeah,
others are
next
bad,
to
but like,
Akira.
well,
Next to
I mean,
Akira is the two
I mean,
animation best movies ever.
yeah, I mean Studio Ghibli movies.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but somehow Spirited Away has become considered like the greatest Studio Ghibli movie, and it makes me want to ask people like, did you watch the movie? Because it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, well, it's not addressed for the American culture, and it's not addressed for the right market. If you were Asian and young, you will like it more than Spider-Man.
I
It was created
disagree.
for another culture.
I mean, it was, but I mean, I'm watching the entire movie, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, I obviously wasn't raised in Japan, and I don't
What?
know.
You're not Japanese? We're stopping this conversation.
Honto?
Da, 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 da. Sorry. Why we so racist today? Everybody's a joke. If you don't like it, just fucking change it. But we're just
Honto.
too our jokes are too racist.
It's like
Sorry
Scary
if I
Movie.
wasn't on camera for a second and went for an apple and for water because after the Kit Kat bit, I feel like I'm gonna get sick.
It's like Scary Movie 3. Honda Mitsubishi.
Can you hear my chewing?
No,
Good, because I got the blockers. Mm,
another great movie with John Cena in it.
mm, cinematography. It's the first time in 4 years that is not taken by a Latino.
What are you fuckers doing? You getting lazy on us?
Yeah, we have enough awards because if you wanted to work, just bring a Latino. So, but hoited by Hoytman,
Oh man, that's a bad joke. Oh.
God, come on, just hit it.
Oh, I mean, if you need a good cinematographer, just drive by the Best Buy and there's a group of Latinos out there.
What are we doing, Patron? Oh, we're shooting a movie. Oh, I know how to use it. What lens do you have?
Do you want it in HD or you want it in Dolby? What do you want? We can do it
And I
all.
got a hookup with my cousin Pedro behind the market. We got all the cameras.
And hey, man, if you want us to edit it too, that's only like a couple hundred extra.
So you think you really can shoot a movie? Hey, we own a studio called the Bootleg, loco.
Hey,
Anyway,
how many weeks you got? We can do it in half, and you want Spider Man? We'll call it Spider Man. They won't even sue you.
That's fantastic, man.
I only say that because when I was in Mexico, we were going to the movie theater and they were like, "What do you want to see?" And he's like, and this is all in Spanish. He's like, "Oh, we got Spider-Man," and we're like,
Mm,
"Mm,
I'm eating a green apple, so that's fantastic.
mm,
Shut up. So
mm."
that was I don't even thought about it. The moment that I went to watch the movie Oppenheimer, I said it's gonna win best cinematography. Not question asked. There's not even Killers of the Flower Moon were closer to that.
Oh no, 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 no.
Custom design. Now that I disagreed big time. I disagreed. I think Napoleon's supposed to win costume design.
I would agree with that. Although not really a hot take, but let's think about this. So I am not in this camp, but I guess some people might make the argument that if you have a historical source to base your costumes on, then you may not really be eligible for best costume design because you have the blueprint. I disagree because I think making historically accurate clothing is actually extremely difficult, and to make it look and because they use different materials than is normally used today, I think it's more difficult actually because let's okay, a movie like Dune, and I'm not cutting it up, but like the costumes are amazing in that, but you can there's a reason I'm using it, but you can effectively do whatever you want because they're alien societies. So if you want to make a crazy looking jacket thing, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's completely appropriate on a planet like Arrakis or whatever, you know? You're less constrained, I suppose.
I love you. I already give you 2 hours of fucking Dune. Shut the fuck up.
Don't be hating on Dune talk now.
Yeah, whatever. Um, but poor things took it, and that's fine. Now
But
let's talk
who won?
anatomy of the um poor things.
Oh, you just said that, didn't you? I can see that though.
Okay, yeah, but I don't think it was better than Napoleon, to be honest with you.
I
Because
think
I
it
didn't
depends.
like
Yeah.
Napoleon. I like the wardrobe in Napoleon. Period.
Yeah, I think it just like what I was getting at is I think it depends upon what you're looking for. Because you can make a case for both.
Now, just for the record, remember when we talk about Napoleon, I told you it's not gonna be win anything because it's a bad movie. Thank you. I'm not as wrong as I thought I was. Directing. I don't know how Justine Triet with Anatomy of the Fall got there because it's gotta be extremely hard to direct somebody with that fucking accent. For God's sake. And I have an accent, but for God's sake, use your fucking grammar. But whatever. Uh, it was a lot of people thought it was gonna be implied that Martin Scorsese won because it's Martin Scorsese, but Oppenheimer. I didn't doubt about it, man. Either in
Nah,
directing,
nah. I mean, it's
and
Chris
again the
Nolan.
connection and the connection with your lead actor. Those guys are best friends, and you can see that.
No, and they've been working with each other for oh,
25
I was
years.
gonna say over 20 years. Yeah.
So of course you know the good and the bad. You know how to move left and right, and ever always happens like that. When you have a combination like that, it's really rare that they go different ways and they're gonna be as successful as together.
Do you
I mean,
think do you think
go ahead.
George Lucas would have been an even better director if he didn't have that odd rule about not wanting to use the same people in different movies?
Yeah,
I always thought that
I
because
really think that his biggest asset as director died when his first wife died of cancer because she was her lead editor. And to be honest, the first version of a Star Wars that is really rare to find, you need to have somebody in the studio. I got to saw 25 minutes and it was bad and boring, but she did it right.
yeah,
She
you're
did it
right.
right. Uh, the first version that, like I say, is not to the public. that it was edited by somebody else was a bad movie. It was too long. Listen, it was too long, too political, and too boring. Like episode one, she make it fast. She create this little tune and goon that make the people go, "Oh my god!" Back in the day in 1977, you didn't have that. But I'm not going to talk about Star Wars again because we both know that I'm a specialist. So do you, and we're not going to go there. Today, the nerdy thing is about the special effect, and you're gonna have your time, buddy. You're gonna have your time. Right now, we're talking about the director Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. Since I saw Memento, he blew my mind.
Again with Memento.
But I mean, that was his opera prima.
Okay, so okay. I've had some time to think.
Come on,
So his solution to his amnesia in Memento was to get tattoos of things he needed to
the
remember.
character, yeah,
Ever hear of a notebook?
he could lose the notes. He says that it wasn't computers. He needed to find a way because he tried the map in his bedroom, the books and the notes, but he get confused because of that. That he tattooed it. Now somebody took advantage of that and make him himself. Documentary feature film. I was waiting for the Eternal Memory by Maite Alberdi to win, but I don't mind that it went to 20 days in Mariupol. So 20 days in Mariupol, I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming that is good because it won. I really haven't seen it. The only documentary nominated that I saw was The Eternal Memory, and I started watching Four Daughters and I fall asleep. So wasn't for me. Documentary short film. The winner went to The Last Repair Shop by Ben Prudfoot and Chris Bowers. Sam, I didn't have the chance to go into that. Congratulations, documentary are good when you're depressed. Oh, we should watch them together. Film editing. Again, Anatomy of a Fall for me surprising how he cut all the way, all the shortcuts that you can have in Hollywood. Anatomy of a Fall just put it there. Why they're supporting so much a French movie? I haven't seen it. I don't want to watch it yet. I'm not in that moment because it's about a woman that killed his lover to protect her separation. So let's not go into that. Um, the film editing of the holdovers for me was fantastic because it makes you feel that you're in the 70s, even the filtered and the effects that they put in the camera. But again, Oppenheimer, how you can beat Oppenheimer? I
For
got more
editing?
doubts in the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, for editing was Oppenheimer again. So it was
Well, but again,
um
I don't remember when 1917 came out. It did not. I don't think it won any Academy Awards, but I don't think it won
which
for
one?
editing. 1917.
No, because that movie don't supposed to be edited. No, I think it won from special effects.
Oh, maybe it should have won for editing though. But I
It was
guess
a really
again
good
you
movie.
I guess again you can make the case though that there wasn't. I mean, it's not that there was a lot of editing, but the editing that they did
It
do was.
was.
I know there
It
was
was.
more than. I know. That's why I'm saying it should have won because they did a lot of edits in that movie, but I only counted four obvious ones, and there were like six maybes, but I wasn't sure. And I know that they had way more cuts than that.
The camera stopped several times.
Oh yeah, 100% it did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they did such a
They
damn
just
good
used
job.
technology to get into that point. The camera was held by the movement of the actor in the floor. So they
Hmm.
cut, they took rest, like in every movie, go back, and by computer they move exactly, and then they continue.
Yep.
International feature film. I really wanted Society of the Snow to win. It was Spain, Argentina. Have you seen it? Have you watched
Yeah.
it?
Yes, I watched it. That movie's not Oscar worthy. It's not
It's
bad.
not. I wanted to win because obviously the sentimental reason, not because I'm Latino, not because rugby, because I always liked Argentinians to crash in a plane. I'm just kidding. Uh, no, I wanted because I feel attached to it because obviously Argentina and Spain, everybody knows my story. But the Son of Interest is a better movie. Period.
So the but here's the okay. So interesting thing about a movie like that is this is the pitfall of based on true events movies is you can either be accurate, well, rarely can you do both, but most of the time it's usually do you want to be accurate or do you want to be like cinematic? Because if you're faithful to the story, there's usually a lot more characters than the average audience is comfortable keeping track of, which is a lot of times you'll see like different people being molded into one person to carry out all those functions. But in movies that are extremely accurate, a lot of people find them boring. Like then you have the movies like Free State of Jones. I don't know if you've seen it. I loved it because the movie's super pretty accurate, but it's
Which one
boring
again?
Free State of Jones.
No, I haven't.
The thing is, it's very accurate to events, at least as far as they know, because there were some missing records, but they did the best they could. But the movie's boring as shit, and I get why a lot of people didn't like it. I'm a nerd, so I loved it, but I understand. I understand why people thought it was boring and slow. But to be accurate to the story, you had to do it. I feel like Society of the Snow, I don't remember the Spanish title. Sociedad de Nieve. Oh, okay. Yeah, good job.
Sociedad de la Nieve.
Sociedad de la Nieve. Yeah, fucking articles. We don't have those in English. We're lazy.
Yes, you do.
I know it's just
You
the,
do, and they're annoying.
but um,
The
so I
Zone
got
of
this.
Interest won fair and square, man.
Honestly, it should have been Godzilla minus one, but I'll
Mm,
I'll I'll make the
yeah,
case. I'll
you know
make the
what?
case.
You know, no, 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 no. You will make the case, and actually, in thought for, I totally blinked my mind. It's supposed to be there.
Yeah, I I
At
I
least
will
nominated instead of Perfect Days, for
at
sure.
least nominated for sure because Godzilla is probably the Godzilla franchise is probably less in Hollywood is less respected than the superhero genre. Yet this movie managed to it was the all the Godzilla fans were joking because they were like, "Holy shit, I actually care about the people." It's the first Godzilla movie I've heard that nobody complains about a lack of Godzilla because you actually like the movie is just narratively great. The characters are fantastic. It's extremely well written. It looks gorgeous. Like
Come on, Sue. Hold your panties. We haven't got to Godzilla yet.
I'm just
I
saying.
love you,
I'm just saying.
bro. Okay, this is my crazy part. Makeup and hairstyling. It was won by Poor Things. This makes sense.
Yeah, that
The wardrobe to Napoleon, makeup and hairstyling goes to Poor Things.
who have we gotten to production design yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I was going to say cuz
Music
that
original score.
Godzilla minus one.
I was surprised that they put Indiana Jones at the Dial of Destiny. It sounds like John Williams say, "Hey, forget about me. I've been there everywhere," and they put it there because everything is wrong about movie, even the movie. I mean, even the music. The only good thing is we were able to watch Indiana Jones younger again. Besides, that is a really bad movie. But Oppenheimer, again, taking the music. So that's great. And I'm going to go crazy. Music original song.
Yeah, I knew this
Uh,
was coming.
where should I start? The song is not challenging. The song is not Oscar level. They won the best song in the Grammys. Congratulations. That's your genre. That's your area. But the song is just a reflection of how lack of empathy is in the society, and we keep promoting it. Phineas as a writer is really good. Billie Eilish is good in what she does. I still don't get what people think that she's such an amazing singer in her songs. I listen to her singing jazz songs, and he's over the limit. She's amazing on that. Not amazing. I'm getting tired of this. People using fantastic, amazing, unique, outstanding. They need to read the dictionary a little more, or just read a freaking book because not everything is awesome. No, no, no. The difference between good and awesome is a huge thing. But whatever. Uh,
I
the good
mean,
thing is what I was made for one. And the bad I mean, that was the bad thing. The good thing is I Am Ken didn't want.
Yes,
I don't believe
that's a
that
good
that
thing.
song, yeah, that he didn't want, of course. I don't think that that song belonged in the Academy Awards.
No, 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 no. I thought you were gonna say it didn't belong in the movie. The movie
It belonged in the
wouldn't.
movie.
I mean, kind of. It wouldn't have suffered without it. Kind of like so. I made a similar observation with I don't even remember what the song is called, but the song they shoehorned in Frozen 2 just for a laugh. It was very much in the same vein.
Yeah.
People liked the song, but I said, and I get it. Like, here's the weird thing. I found it funny, so it's basically just like I'm just Ken. I found the song funny. I laughed,
And
but
that's
it
what I'm wearing pink.
I know
Because now if you use pink, you're the epiphany of the future of the male. What? So they're not gonna stop telling us what is male or female. Now they're gonna tell us what the male is.
it doesn't matter
And
because gender isn't
suddenly,
real.
no, and suddenly the only thing I can say is what I was made for.
No,
I
man,
never remember
it's just
freaking melody.
Hollywood is just trying to get people to understand that gender is not real unless you're a man, in which case you're the devil.
Yeah,
Especially,
I mean,
especially if you're a man that looks like me.
well, yeah, you're not as pretty as
Yeah,
me. Well,
that's
you know what
true.
is funny? In person, I'm extremely big. I'm not fat, but I'm not skinny. I'm big. I'm 250 pounds, people. You know how big? This is a double XL. And look, my shoulders matches. I'm big. I'm like a fat John Cena. My BMI, that's the
You,
fat in the body BMI.
Juan Cena. Actually,
Juanita Cena.
that's been done. So actually, it was a great bit. John Cena wasn't allowed to compete in a match, so he comes out wearing a lucha mask, and it was Juan Cena.
I'm gonna be Pepe Cena.
Pepe
Pepe
Cena.
dinner because Cena is dinner in Spanish. Cena and dinner is, so I'm gonna be Pepe dinner.
Pepe Dinero.
That's good.
Hey,
Pepe
your
dinner.
gimmick
Anyway,
could be
so
like, "Pepe Dinero."
dinero. I got a really fast joke in Spanish. People will like, what is oh, I can't. I will totally. My brain is like, stop. Lawyer to myself. Let's keep moving. Best movie, best picture. That's the right way to say. And I need to talk about this time. The Son of Interest, Poor Things, Past Life, Maestro, Killers of the. I don't know what people love Maestro. I watched it. I couldn't finish it, to be honest with you. And I'm a musician. Killers of the Flower Moon, The Holdovers, Barbie. I mean, doesn't prove that doesn't matter how good or bad you are. Meanwhile, you sell, you belong in Hollywood. Anatomy of the Fall, American Fiction, and of course, the winner was Oppenheimer, produced by Emma Thompson, Charles Robin, Christopher Nolan. That combination of Emma Thomas, Charles Robin, and Christopher Nolan is fantastic.
I mean, nobody was surprised.
I think the people for Flowers of the Moon they were surprised a lot.
I mean, it's Oppenheimer though.
I know, but we talk about it before. For the people that are listening to us for the first time, you can go back and check the other videos. We've been talking about this Oppenheimer for a long time since we decided to go and watch it. Just the whole
We said it was going to win
pace.
Best Picture.
Yeah, we saw it. I don't
Yeah.
even. I mean, probably we were 95% incorrect. We made a mistake in the wardrobe and everything. So production design that killed me a little bit because I thought it was going to be Napoleon or Killer of the Flower Moon. Let me say it in order. I thought it was going to be Killers of the Flower Moon or Napoleon for production design. But at that moment, I think the whole politics around Napoleon, because it's a bad movie, damaged the other areas. Uh, Poor Things won the production design. I mean, the set decoration of Susa Mihalik was good. The production design generally wasn't my thing. I know. Keep going. You want
Oh,
Godzilla to win
no.
production design.
No. My hot take is Barbie. you
What
have
I
to
was made for.
admit,
Yeah,
I mean, they made I should
a
not real
world
life.
real.
They made
Uh,
life-size Barbie playsets, man. And
oh no! Margot Robbie, she was like that before.
I will say though, Napoleon probably I would agree with Napoleon also because the movie looked incredible.
I'm gonna tell something about Napoleon that I haven't said. Probably when I say it, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's what you like Napoleon wardrobe." The helmet in his second war is what inspired the helmet of Darth Vader. If you remember the scene when his horse got shot with the bullet here of the cannon, the
Mhm.
helmets that they're wearing, that's what inspired the helmet of Darth Vader.
I thought his helmet was inspired by samurai helmets.
Watch
Really?
this. Why watch it? It's exactly they probably grabbed Darth Vader extra helmets. They were using it. Of course, that's a joke,
Probably.
but animated short film. War is over.
Nobody
It was
cares.
nice to see. It was nice to see Yoko Ono and John Lennon's son being as free as he was, saying hello to my mother, right, with that particular voice. But whatever, it was good. Nobody cares. Live action short film, The
Nobody
Wonderful
cares.
Story of Henry Sugar. Okay. Sound, some,
I mean,
sound, some of the interesting.
stop me if you think I'm wrong, but nobody gives a shit about short films.
No, nobody gives a shit. Sound. I thought that the creator was gonna win. That was my biggest mistake of the night. If I bet in a whole shit, I will lose for Poor Things in the actress and for the sound because I really thought that the creator were gonna take the sound effects. But the Son of Interest won. Visual effects. Okay, I suck it up. You were right. Godzilla Minus One, Takashi Yamasaki, Kyoyo Shibuya, Masaki Takahashi, and Tatsuji Nohima. Godzilla
Okay,
Minus One won.
so I'm stepping up on my soapbox right now. You know what, in hindsight, I mean, I knew Godzilla wasn't going to win Best Picture. It wasn't even nominated. And I knew it probably wasn't going to win Best Foreign Film because it's a Godzilla movie. But I'll be honest with you. After it winning production design, I'm sorry, visual effects, I don't think I would have it any other way because it proved the point I and many others have been making the whole time. Once again, a Japanese film won the American Oscar for visual effects on a total film budget of $15 million.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the budget of Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
And I would make the case that Godzilla Minus One looked at least as good, if not better, than some of the MCU entries. Certainly better than the DC entries because those look like dick. But I view this as, I mean, the Academy voted on it, so Hollywood finally understands.
Yeah,
Like, these movies are getting way too expensive, and therefore studios don't want to take risks, or they don't want to take, they don't want to take as many risks, and you're losing some of those film gems that cost next to nothing because the studio looked
yeah.
at the concept and went, even if it bombs, it's not that big of a deal. And who knows, it might be
And,
as
and you know what the winner of the Academy Award said? Studios start taking risks instead of making 1 to 100 million. I think that statement was really good, and I think it's gonna be a same statement that everybody says once in the Academy Awards. After a week, nobody gives a fuck, but at least he took the risk to do it. Obviously, that guy never gonna direct a $200 million budget in Hollywood, obviously, but he took the risk, and I'm with you. It will be amazing. It will be great that instead of making a $200 million, right, they make 10 of 20. However, the budget is there, man. People don't know that this is made 10 of 20 million, 2 of 5 million, and 1 of 200. But not everyone see the ray of light for many
yeah.
circumstances. I think the studios do a great job because what we get to see, there's a lot of production that never get finished, a lot of budget that never gets finished, a lot of film thing that never, for many several reasons. You need to have Forrest Gump, an amazing movie, almost never gets done because they needed to put money there, the production from their own pockets to finish it. And it
Yeah.
was supported by the studio. So it's a lot of things that it's just not the black and white of the situation.
No, but I will illustrate this as I mentioned this movie in the recommendations, but I've become mildly obsessed with it. Not just it. Like I discovered a whole studio, like a troupe of people that make movies, and they're I think they're in Atlanta. They've even got a YouTube channel that they put all their movies. And I mean, especially once you consider what these budgets have to be, because the movie I'm talking about is Black Coffee, the one I recommended a few weeks ago. I looked up, I can't find the budget for the movie, but I looked up how much it made. It made $536,000 and it turned a profit. So
Wow.
that tells me this movie was probably made for 100 grand or less, maybe 200.
You know
But
what? The thing is, we need to celebrate creativity.
but
If you
here's
have, like, I was talking to some people. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just say here's my point though. If you watch this movie, like I'm just gonna be frank, it's not an Oscar winner. It's cheesy, but it looks good. The acting is good for the most part. There's a couple moments that are, and again, it's not that it's bad. It's just it's a little hokey, but it's that kind of movie. At no point are you watching this movie and you're like, oh, they acted in community college. No, everybody's a believable character. Honestly, the camera, not the camera, how do I say that, like the quality is gorgeous, like the movie looks good. It's not overly dynamic, but it doesn't need to be. The movie's simple in the best way possible. I tried to count, I think they have maybe 6 or 7 locations in total, but they use different areas of the locations to make it seem different. It doesn't seem overly repetitive, and it's a simple but good story. And I actually recommended it to a friend of mine who's also kind of, in the creative space too. And he loved it. He was like, "Man, this is like really inspiring because I see what they did with nothing and they made a really good something." And apparently they're making all kinds of movies like this and I want to watch more. Here's my point. Give those people 10 million and see what they can do.
Yeah, I know. I'm not with you, man. Remember when I used to manage the fund to entertainment that we have $1 billion? You know what? When you give a budget to the people, you see more than just talent and creativity. You saw the way they act, that they behave, because some people, when they have the budget, they just blew it. These guys already proved themselves. I will give them 2 million.
Okay, fair. Not 10. Give them 2
And if
million.
they pass the 2 million, I will give them five.
Actually, I
And if
like
they
your
fail,
thing.
then
Yeah.
I give them 20. And if they got the 20, then we go more. Because like what happened with Night Shyamalan when he got always small budgets and suddenly they give him Airbender and he blew the franchise. He blew it because there's people that they have a specific regimen of perception in the camera. Um, and that's what Cord Jefferson was saying, and that's what we jump into writing from adapted screenplay. He won with American Fiction. I think that he won, and I think it was decent and real what he said, right? That's what we're discussing. So thank you, Cord Jefferson, not just to do a great adapted screenplay, because you have the balls and the guts to stand up there in front of the world and say, you know what, give us more chances. Um, Now this is my nemesis. There's always a nemesis. Sometimes I wonder why I do this for a living. But writing original screenplay, I saw them took everything in the Golden Globes. I saw them took everything with the press. Remember? Anatomy of the Fall, Justin Trade and Arthur Harari. I really don't know, man, how they can beat the holdovers. David Hemmingson did an amazing masterpiece with the original screenplay. Original, I mean, yes, May December was okay. Little romantic for my touch was good. Past Life, I never seen it. Maestro, I didn't like it. Anatomy of the Fall, I got an accent, and I know I have an accent, man. But thanks the Lord, listen to me. Thanks the Lord that Justine Trade is a writer. Because if I need to see her again talking in a microphone in another language that is not French, I'm gonna die. I couldn't understand what she was saying. Do you know that she put the Golden Globe? I mean the press. What was the name of the press award?
Press a word.
Is well, she put the award on the floor and keep the invitation. And this time she did this, man. She got the Academy and she went like this, and she gave somebody the envelope and keep the award in the hand. She was gonna put it on the freaking floor. This is not French, woman. This is not France, right? I know for you it doesn't matter, but there's politics and
Oh
a
no, it
protocol
matters.
to.
It matters. I'm just not surprised because the French are
And
devious and
probably they're
nasty
better than
people.
us, but I don't care.
They're not better than us.
It's like if
They
they were better
wish.
than us, now if they were better than us, guess what? They wouldn't need our help to be free in the Second World War.
Okay, to be fair. Actually, I read. Well, I didn't read, but I was watching a video and somebody read an excerpt from an account from the First World War, and what was his name? Damn it! Somebody from the U.S. military. His name's escaping me. I think it started with an H. But basically, when they were some of the first American troops to land in France, and apparently they went to the Marquis de Lafayette's grave in Paris, and he gave a speech and basically was saying like America pays its debt. You know, Marquis de Lafayette, we are here, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Because for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the Marquis de Lafayette was one of the many instrumental figures who came from Europe to help the colonists during the American Revolution, and we owe a great debt. In fact, my own state has a city named after him, Lafayette. Lafayette, Indiana, is named after the Marquis de Lafayette.
I didn't know that. Look at you, fancy.
Ooh. There's a lot of cities named after Lafayette, though.
Yeah, I'm reading the Reddit comments, and people think that Elementary supposed to win. They agree with you. Oppenheimer was a big thing, but a lot of people in on Reddit thought that the Scorsese movie was the one that's gonna win big, and that's what you never trust 100% in Reddit. But I think that it was a good thing. I like it. I get to watch. You know what I didn't like, because we always talk about streaming services here, that if you didn't have ABC connected to a cable, you couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You needed to download the app and connect it to your cable. I don't have cable like 6 years ago, because for me it's stupid to have cable beside the streaming services.
Yeah,
So
I was late to that game even, and I saw it coming a mile away. It's like, and I will say this much: for a lot of people who are like, "Well, yeah, but now you're paying as much as you would with cable." No, I'm not.
no, I'm not.
I'm paying less than half, like well less than
I'm
half,
paying. Let me see.
including.
I'm paying 11.99 for Netflix, 16 for Amazon because it's my Prime service.
Mhm.
That's 26, 27. Then $1.50 for Disney and $1.50 for Peacock.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
30 bucks.
I'm even including my internet service in there. I'm still
Oh,
less
really?
than.
You know
Yeah,
what? My service, my internet service is 60 bucks.
yeah, mine's 40. But what I'm saying is that even including the internet service, which you would have to have with cable anyway, so it's not even fair,
Cable
is
is 124 bucks, and you don't have everything that you want.
exactly. And it's funny, now
Uh,
you sign up for cable and they give you a free streaming service. What the are you thinking?
but let me tell you, that's in where I am right now. But in LA, my Wi-Fi was $94.
Ooh, yeah, but in LA.
Yes, I got 300 gigabytes, and I just pressed the button. It was like, what was the company in Terminator?
Skynet.
Skynet. I pressed it and like Skynet, right? I'll be honest. I remember when I moved to the States, and Pirate Bay was a thing 15 years ago. And when I got there and I got 100 gigabytes, I was like, oh, till my lawyer told me, can you stop downloading the things in America? And then I stopped. Um, so it was a good Academy Award. What is next? We already passed the Grammys. We passed the
I don't know
press.
what's next. I'll put it to you this way.
The next.
I haven't paid attention to award shows in years, literal years. But after this year's Oscars, I'm gonna watch next year.
Yeah, I mean that was good. At least nobody hit no one. The jokes were
Well, it's funny how long it took them to because they tried to stunt it. Because let's be real, it was a stunt. Um,
Remember the first uh podcast I say that it was fake. And remember, and before that I was been saying everyone it was fake, it was fake. It's impossible that a 6'2" doesn't smack a teeth or is not blood involved, even when they hand like that. You don't know how to roll a punch like that. I mean, I remember Robin, his when 1994 Robin, 1994, yeah, Robin released his first solo comic,
mhm.
and Tim Drake, yeah, is getting beat in high school. He goes to the house and our friend talking about, he's like, I know how to roll a punch. You need a special training to roll a punch, right? But let me tell you what is coming. Are you ready? Are we done with the Oscars? Can we
I
clap to Godzilla and Oppenheimer one more time? Can we give them a clap?
and Godzilla.
I said Godzilla and
Oh,
Oppenheimer.
Gojira,
I
I
heard,
did not hear.
sorry, Godzilla, fucking American. Anyway, two things happened yesterday. I went on a reading club, right? Of sci-fi reading club. And it
Ooh.
was really good because we talk about a book that I will talk in a second. And it was really nice because I get to talk with other people that love science fiction and love reading. And it was healthy, relax in a coffee shop, everyone there is just to talk about the books. So it felt good. So hello to everyone. You know who I'm talking about. Thank you for the invite. It was really good to talk about a book. I read the book like 4 years ago. So I told them to listen to the podcast. Hello to everyone in I don't want to say the city I am right now, but you know who you are. Thank you, everyone. Now, the next big event that we need to be waiting.
You
I want you to
reactivated
look
your
at my
grinder
face.
profile.
That too, because I'm Ken. I'm Ken. Anyway, no, I'm not gay yet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We haven't we he
I,
hasn't
I'm
gotten
not
that desperate.
pansexual yet. That I won't get that desperate. I'm growing up, Jake. I'm not the same kid anymore. I can control my energy. Now I'm going to the gym twice a day, but I'm controlling my energy, right? Now let's talk serious for a second. Let's talk serious, but it's not serious what I'm going to tell you. Are you ready? I want to see your face. The next big event is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I want to go deep into this. People are going, oh, Mike Tyson is going to beat him. Oh, Jake Paul. People, please. This is not about Jake Paul and Tyson. It's not. It's about old school versus new school. It's about a real boxer to a socialite that trained really hard. Don't take me wrong. He's not a pushover and can kick the shit off any one of us. But wait, the most important is pay-per-view versus Netflix. It's the first fight that is going to be streamed to everyone that subscribed Netflix. That movement itself is what is worth it to watch.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned that because I can't remember if I mentioned it here, but speaking of Netflix and changing the game, are I can't remember if I said it already, but basically WWE signed a deal to stream Raw
Peacock.
exclusively on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Monday Night Raw as of 2025 is when it's going to start. Monday Night Raw is going to stream exclusively on Netflix.
Hmm.
Now that
When?
it starts in 2025. That may not seem like a big deal, but Monday Night Raw is live, and I know live streaming's been a thing for a while now, but has Netflix ever done it?
No, Netflix never does. Right now, Peacock, you can see it. However, this is totally pay-per-view, Jake. Uh,
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, on Peacock, you cannot watch Raw or SmackDown. Those still have TV contracts. You watch the premium live events, the
the
pay-per-views on.
premium level.
Yep.
But do you know how big is this is for the industry? As big as when Netflix was starting to be contemplated for the Academy Awards. Netflix going to this is gonna do three simple things. Once, it's gonna destroy all the streaming services that they're just for fighting. They're gone, Jake. In a year, they're gonna be gone. Why? You know how much money Netflix make per month? Do you have
I don't
idea how
know.
much money they make in the billions with a B, right? I think it's 13 to, I don't remember, it's 13 or 30 millions billions a month. Um, Yearly income. Sorry if I forgot the on Netflix. 33.72 billion a year. You hear that? 33 billion. How much? Do you have a calculator in front of you?
I can pull one up. Yep.
33 billion divided in 12, please.
Got to turn it sideways for that.
Yeah, you need to that. Congratulations to
You
knowing
said
that.
you said 33 billion, right?
Well, yeah, and I'm just going to run it. Actually, 33.7 billion.
So 33 billion 700 million. Okay, that's enough zeros. That
No, that's
is,
nine zeros.
yeah, I got it. That's 2,808,333,333,333.33
That's in revenue.
So it's basically 2.8 billion rounded down.
In revenue. That means that they can, I know, that means that they can produce movies of $300 million every month, fuck it up 16 times because the revenues continue because it's a subscription base. It's not based in royalties.
And let me just clarify one thing. Do you know when that number came from? Because I'm curious as
Yes.
to if that's including their ad revenue.
No, yeah, that's the total revenue that they have in 2023. And they
Okay, but
squeeze
when did,
67% from the 22 because they add the ad revenue.
okay, yeah, okay, that's what I was
So
curious about.
the whole revenue is 33 billion a year.
Man.
A lot of people don't realize that. Now let me explain you something with that. One of the biggest shows right now is Love is Blind. They open it to Love is Blind in Japan, Love is Blind in India. Those kind of shows bring people to Netflix.
Hmm.
What this fight is gonna make is that the ones now you cannot share your password. If you share your password, you need to pay an extra. So your membership goes from 16 to 22 dollars a month. A lot of people are gonna do that. They're not gonna open the full account for the fight. But even so, from 16 to 22 for a month, that one already recovered 100 fights in 1 month. We're talking not about gross. We're talking about revenue.
Hmm. Well, and then here's the other part of that. So this is why the Netflix model is genius in terms of its investment. So you take a movie like Red Notice, which, I mean, I'll be honest, I liked it. I thought it was great, but
It's fun.
yeah, exactly. And I wasn't expecting an Oscar winner, but it was fun. It was entertaining. And the way I saw it is, let's assume that I didn't have a Netflix subscription, right? But I'm a Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and The Rock. You're gonna like at least one of them enough to maybe be curious and be like, eh. And especially now that Netflix has lower tier plans, like my Netflix is $5.99 a month.
But you just pay commercials, right? You have access to everything.
Yeah, well, most. There's a handful of things that aren't available, but it's
Oh,
not.
but that's not Netflix. That's the restriction that they packed before to the distribution deals of those movies. So actually, it's not Netflix. It's the
Right, right,
other.
right.
But it's like, I mean, you can still watch the new DC movies, right?
Yes.
You don't get to watch the bad movies because they're already with Amazon.
Yeah,
That's a reality.
but my point being that okay, like I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan and I like The Rock and Gal Gadot. So I see a movie trailer with them and I'm like, okay, I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan. Yeah, I'll pay $5 to watch it. you know, especially since it's not in theaters. But I can pay
That's a
five
really
bucks.
smart move.
You know, it's funny. A lot of people were giving him shit for it, but I'm like, no, 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 because
It's
how
funny
much
how
money?
people usually how much money costs it to go and watch it on the movies.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A minimum of 12 bucks a ticket.
And if you're not going on a date or with your mom or with your brother, with your friend,
And you're going to
that
buy
is like
popcorn and you're going to buy drinks. Some people are going to buy alcohol, yeah.
so. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been on a date in 13 years, but on that kind of dates. But if you go to the movie theaters, and sometimes I go with my members and I see couples there because I was gonna go by myself, and I see them ordering like drinks that they're like $40 in the dine-in, plus the dinner. The guy spent $200 plus the tickets, right? Dude, you're gonna feed. Your goal is what is your goal? Go back to your place, right?
Man,
Netflix, brother.
my goal was to watch Dune, okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
That's why I went by
see how
myself.
that get us. See where that got us. So,
I mean, when
what
I saw the
my
first Dune, a girl fell asleep on my lap.
yeah. Let's talk about that in private. The goal, the position is correct. The goal is incorrect.
I was going to say the placement was actually perfect, but the end result was not what was desired.
Yeah, it's like a product placement of Marlboro that never got paid to your movie. The product placement was perfect, but it didn't deliver well. So, that being said, I really think, and please, for the audience, listen to this. Jake Paul is gonna go down in the number 5, but he's gonna stand up, and then they're gonna go to decision where Mike Tyson is gonna retire as the best of the best. But we're gonna prove that Jake Paul is for real. Now, I saw a
Oh,
training of.
okay.
Listen to me, Jake. Please
Okay,
don't
I'm
be like.
listening. I'm listening. I'm listening.
I see that you train. I saw. I know that you train. I know that you've been training for 3 years now.
No, more than that. But go. I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you.
The hard work is there. Now, he's not a stupid talent. He's a raw talent for boxing. He has the skills. It's not his first fight, and he hits really strong. Really strong. If he protects himself, listen to me.
Yeah.
5th round, he's gonna go down. He's gonna get up, and they're gonna go on decision. Let me tell you why. Because that 5th round is gonna prove that Mike Tyson still has it. But it's not going to be a knockout because that will destroy the career of Jake Paul. And he's been pampered to continue the legacy.
Oh, I know. I know.
Tyson is
And
going to go down because he can't go down with a loss. It's politics. Somebody told me, well, I don't understand what you're caring about more because this is not entertainment. I go like, oh, neighbor,
that's
please.
cute.
Because it was a brag, like, neighbor, please. Right? Come on, dude. It's entertainment. That is going to Netflix. If, and only if, Dana White make a contract with Netflix, get whoever. Right now, the fight is not Tyson and Paul. The fight is who's gonna get the UFC to go through streaming services like that.
Well, and so you should know. I don't know if you're aware of this. I think you are, but so Monday Night Raw is going to be a test ground for that because who owns WWE now?
Yeah, the
TKO,
UFC,
which is the same
TKO.
parent company of the UFC. Now, Dana White
But the
is
rights, the rights of TKO. Sorry, so I apologize. The rights of
you're good.
TKO, they it gotta go the decision of Dana White. That's what I asked to address Dana White particularly.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, but I'm saying is like so TKO buying WWE was a genius move for them and for WWE, honestly, because they've already shown that WWE fans, it's very easy to cross them over into UFC. And we've already seen it because you have people like Brock Lesnar, Cain Velasquez did a stint in WWE, was very popular. You've got people, Matt Riddle was in WWE for years, started, I mean, he was a UFC first. Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, plenty of former fighters have transitioned. Well, some didn't transition well, but most transitioned pretty well into pro wrestling. Shayna Baszler, in particular, she's phenomenal. Um, and then before that, you had people like Kurt Angle, legitimate Olympic wrestler, transitioned like a duck to water. Bobby Lashley went from pro wrestling to MMA and then went back. You're going to see a lot more crossover
Merging,
there. Yeah. So
crossovers and mergings. Yeah, I'm with you. I think that with this movement, Netflix goes on top of everyone else because Disney buying Hulu was a great move. Was a fantastic move. However, the identity of Disney is a little tainted because now you open your Disney profile and you can see adult things in the top if it's not restricted. And before that, Disney was pure. That makes sense.
well, but that
And
also comes with Disney acquiring things like 20th Century Fox.
no, but what I meant is the Disney Plus. I'm talking about Disney Plus, not the company. Disney Plus, it was perfect, but now when you buy Hulu, you get Disney Plus. They're in a bundle. So
Hmm.
now when you open in your search and you put whatever, you can see recommendations from adults that you don't want your kid to watch. And that's kind of tainted. What it takes me to our last subject because we have a meeting at 7. Have you ever heard about the Club 33?
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't remember, or I might
There's a
be wrong.
myth, a theory, a mystery, if you will. I'm enjoying this.
A
The Club
mystery? Ruh-roh.
30, uh, the Club 33 is a legend that the rich, ultra rich, just get in by invitation, and they throw parties on Disney in the subtunnels. They have special restaurants,
You're right. Yes.
special, and obviously, if you know that the levels of the Masonic Illuminati are 33 levels. But that's, and I want to deep with you, and I say it now before we go, because I want to deep really hard on that. I invite you to have a full week in front of our audience. So next week, we talk about deep about the Club 33 because there have been several families and kids that has been disappearing at Disney.
We should bring Haley on for that.
I'm pretty sure that Haley needs to be here. And I've been pushing for this. We need more crossovers. Invite whoever you want from the other podcast and invite them so they have the whole week to research because that's a big case because everything in life and in a business, a construction, or whatever is the foundation. But if your foundation is tainted with murders, criminal aspect, and private faults, man, I know I'm going crazy. I'm going through something.
No,
Humor me.
you're just making me think of the Family Guy bit where Disney's trying Minnie Mouse. Now take it off. Have to. Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. You're so nasty, man. You're so nasty. Anyway, so recommendations really fast because we're going against the clock. I don't think I'm gonna go deep into this, but of course, my recommendation. I'm gonna be obvious. I'm not gonna go crazy, right?
Barbie.
No,
Oh, okay.
Oppenheimer, please. Oppenheimer. It's a movie that you need to watch. It's a movie that you need to see. Some Peacock. You don't have excuse. $3 a month. You got it. Now I need to complain something about Peacock. Where is Olivia Benson? They didn't put the Law and Order this week on a Thursday. I'm going crazy. I've been watching for 25 years, man. You don't do this to a fan of Olivia Benson. Anyway, I know when
No,
I'm going through this.
no, you do not.
I know that I joke a lot, but for the audience, I'm going through a lot. Same as our co-host Jake. So show some love in the comments. Obviously, we're not gonna talk about it, but we're going through a fucking lot. But we are professionals and we're here. So
And
if I
we'll,
joke about it, I don't want you to think that we're like, it's because we're professionals.
yeah, and we'll come out ahead because good things lie ahead. Um, so in keeping with my theme, it is all somehow, some way tied to the Oscars. Let's see if you can figure out how they're related. So my movie stars Emma Stone, and I believe it was her first film lead. I could be wrong. So I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was her first film lead. She'd been in some supporting roles before, but
That was fun.
the film is a little gem, which is funny because I just realized it's from Screen Gems. Happy accident. Easy A. Movies
Never,
del Oh, you've never seen it?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Oh, dude, it's such a funny little movie. Very much a product of its time. I believe it came out in 2009. It might have been later. No, it was later than that, maybe 2012. Anyway, because it was after Superbad, but it was shortly after Superbad. Emma Stone plays Olive Pendergast, who, in trying to
Okay.
help her friend, a rumor begins that she is the school harlot, shall we say. So instead of
Yeah.
fighting the stereotype, she leans into it hard, and they just so happen to be going over the scarlet letter in school. So she starts dressing provocatively and wearing a red A on her wardrobe. Now things quickly spin out of control for Violet, and it should be noted, she actually doesn't have sex with anyone. She only participates in rumors for hire, and she doesn't take cash, she takes
So
gift cards.
it's a variation of the Scarlet, the Red Day. Yeah, that's good.
And an homage to various John Hughes films. It's very
Yeah.
But the movie is very entertaining. Emma Stone is charming as hell in it. Very, very likable. A lot of the jokes are like extremely good and catch you off guard, which are my favorite kind of jokes. But yeah, it's a cute little movie. They didn't blow the. It wasn't a huge budget, but again, it's another example of a movie that's funny. It stuck with me, and turned a profit. And it pretty much showed that Emma Stone had the chops to lead a role. So
I
easy
know.
A.
Okay. Okay. I want to invite everyone to think about what I'm gonna say. Thomas Hayden Church. If
What?
that's Thomas Hayden Church, you know the
Oh, okay.
actor?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that John Cena older brother? Or
No.
he just losing too much weight
Mm.
because they look exactly the same? People say that he was gonna start looking like what is the name of that character that is so funny? Another guy that looks like this. Uh Theodore? No, what's the name of that character? That he's the maintenance guy, the janitor in the schools all the time from the 80s and 90s. Stupid comedy. Normie?
Ernest?
Ernest. He
Yeah.
started to look like Ernest a lot, man. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, he
A
is.
lot. But if you put what I just told you, Thomas and Ernest, and you merge them, it's John Cena today. But anyway, my second recommendation, the book. I'm gonna go ahead because I need to check before I don't want to mess it up.
Okay, so my
Rachel
TV show.
says hi. She says Rachel says hi from Belena.
Yeah, I
Um,
now remember who she.
yeah, sorry.
Um, so what are you ready or do you need more time?
No, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so
You talk.
my TV show recommendation for this week. This is very loose affiliation, but there is an affiliation. And let me know in the comments if you can uh identify the connection between the Oscars and my recommendation. Batman Beyond. If you haven't seen this show, what the hell are you doing with your life? You can get it on Max. You can even buy it. I recommend you buy it because it's this is a show that should never have worked. The backstory is, and keep in mind, this is in the height of the new Batman Adventures season, basically the second part of Batman the Animated Series. And Bruce Timm and his team are approached by the executives in charge of Warner Brothers Animation. They say, "Hey, uh, they're having a lot of success with teenage superhero shows. We want you to do a teenage Batman." And Bruce Timm went, "Shit," because as we all know, they establish even in their own canon in Batman in the Animated Series through a fairly early episode, they established that Batman does not start doing any crime fighting until his late 20s. So
Yeah.
they're like, "Shit,
Well,
what are we
actually,
gonna do?"
it's actually his 30s.
That's You're right. Yes, you're right. So they're like, "What are we gonna do?" So they thought about what they do, and I can't remember who came up with the idea, but basically somebody came up with the idea of jumping ahead into the future and having a
To
protege.
2099.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it that late? I thought it was earlier than that, but anyway.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah. But um so fast forward a number of years, we now have an elderly Bruce Wayne and a young strapping lad by the name of Terry McGinnis, who it is later revealed something very integral to his character arc. I'm not going to spoil it because it's actually an episode
Please
of
don't.
Justice. It's actually I think it's the last episode
The
of,
Young Justice.
yeah, Justice League before they jump into Justice League Unlimited. Um,
Yeah.
great episode. But Terry McGinnis becomes the new futuristic Batman. And the thing is, they could have easily phoned it in and been like, oh, yeah, we're just going to bring back all of Batman's rogues gallery. They do it a handful of times, but in a way that's not really contrived. Um, Mostly, Terry has his own very unique rogues gallery, and they're, for the most part, pretty good and interesting. And they did do a direct to video movie, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, which is actually very, very good. Kind of disappointed it didn't get a theatrical run because it could have done so, a la Mask of the Phantasm. But I digress. And actually, fun fact: the Phantasm makes an appearance in that episode of Justice League that deals with Terry McGinnis. So that was a fun little Easter egg. But yeah, Batman Beyond, 3 seasons, an exceptional series, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Fantastic, man. Um, my book is The Piano Player. I don't remember the writer. I was looking for it, but suddenly I have it and then I move it. But The Piano Player is a sci-fi book. I will recommend it for people to talk, read it, put in the comments if you like it. It's not my great one, but they remind me just in the book group that I'm attending online, and it's pretty cool. So it's a good book to read if you like sci-fi. It's written in the 50s, so it's gonna give you a little taste of of course. And I talked about it yesterday. He's trying to compete with Asimov, I Robot, for the people that don't know. So you know what? Just take a look, and you might enjoy it. You might enjoy it. It talks about a lot of factors of that we're living right now. Machines taking control of everyone's jobs. So
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, that's my recommendation. Music
All right.
recommendation.
So specifically for me, Godzilla's theme. It's gone through several different versions, but the core of it is the same. Although this most recent one from Godzilla Minus One might be my favorite version of it.
You mean
Um,
the Led Zeppelin with Puff Daddy?
yeah. But here's a fun fact for you. That piece of music actually wasn't Godzilla's theme in the beginning. It was actually the musical theme for the Japanese Special Defense Force. Because if you watch the original 1954 Godzilla, that music only plays when the Defense Force is on screen.
Mm,
But it became so popular that it became Godzilla's theme. And it's not a overly complicated piece of music, originally written by Ifukube. Yeah, say that fast 3 times. But it's like
Akira
I said,
Ifukube, Akira Ifukube, Akira Ifukube. What the fuck is wrong with you?
you said it differently every time, thus proving my point.
I know, but that's what it editing, copy and paste in the recording of the albums. I was kidding.
Akira Ifukube. You do the AI there.
Ifukube,
Ifukube. Yep.
Akira Ifukube, Akira Ifukube, Akira Ifukube. Hmm.
Anyway, um, yeah, it's a really good song. Not overly complicated, but it gets the job done. Kind of like how Jaws did, although Jaws is way more basic. Not in a bad way, it just is. But tell me you listen to that song and don't at least get a little bit pumped because it's pretty badass.
Fantastic. I'm gonna go with a little oldie, but still present. I was at the gym. I was listening to Avenged Sevenfold. I just push play in the Apple, and it get this song that I think is a masterpiece. That is a little underrated. The name of the song is "A Little Piece of Heaven." It was written by the Rev, the late Rev, that he died like 10 years ago already. There was the original drummer, but the philharmonic part of that song and the progression of the simplicity and complex, really cool, going from ska to pop to metal to death metal in a symphonic area. I highly recommend it. Even has a little touch of humor, the lyrics. uh Probably one of my favorite songs from Avenged Sevenfold is called "A Little Piece of Heaven." Check it out if you're into rock, because it's not super hardcore metal. At the same time, it's not super hard rock pop. The chorus is like, but bye bye. It's like super. It's easy to listen. I was listening to it and I go, oh, I need to recommend this to the people. I don't know if you prepare your joke, because if you don't prepare your joke,
Okay,
you
no, I have a
forgot.
joke.
Good.
No, no,
Are you
I
sure?
can't.
Because I was gonna do something
No,
more
I'm
important.
sorry. I did, but I had my weird recommendation and then my joke. And don't worry, it's slow. I forgot. I wrote it down because I wanted to.
I was gonna stop the jokes today because I'm gonna talk about something sad. Sad, but go ahead.
Okay, so my weird recommendation is just the Artie Awards. You've got a lot of time to get ready for 2024s. They will be in January of 2025, but if you want to go check out the 2023 awards where I won this bad boy, podcast of the year, you can check that
Yes.
out on RTA Media's YouTube channel. And thanks
And
again
if you
to our
want
friends at
one, just yeah, go ahead.
thanks again for our friends at Trophy Smack who supplied the podcast of the year belt and the other awards that got sent out to everyone.
Thank you. I didn't have one, so fuck you, Jake.
Well, we didn't win,
Anyway,
so
I know. Shut up. So before the jokes, because we are a show, I want to take a minute because as entertainers, love of anime, we need to talk about Akira Toriyama that he passed, creator of Dragon Ball franchise. I mean, probably 99% of the people that listen to us know Dragon Ball Z, every
if
Dragon
you
Ball.
yeah, if you don't, get off your ass.
So yeah, sadly he was young. He was 68. Akira Toriyama. I hope you're fighting with Goku in the universe now. So I just want to take a minute to.
Which for those of you that want to dig a little bit more into that, and I'm very proud of the thumbnail I made for it. The most recent episode of the Average Intelligence podcast we did remembering Akira Toriyama. Basically, we just talk about Dragon Ball for like 2 hours. It was a lot of fun,
But
but
it was good, and I just wanted to bring it up
yeah.
because he passed between our last podcast and this. And go ahead with your joke.
Well, before I get to that, I want to say real quick, it was funny because well, it wasn't funny. It was kind of sad when I saw the headline pop up. I don't know that I thought it was fake, but I wanted it to be fake. So I searched a lot and I kept seeing legitimate headline after legitimate headline, and it just got sadder and sadder. But yes, unfortunately, Akira Toriyama has left us, and Dragon Ball Daima is going to hit different now. To be fair, I think it was going to be very good, but now a moment of levity. So this is a uh, very quick joke. But can you hear me, buddy? Did you have to go pee? You left your library. Okay, I'm going to tell the joke, and I'm going to assume that he can hear me.
I could hear you. I just mute for
Okay,
the respect. I needed to pee 10 minutes ago.
I figured you could, but I want to be sure. Okay, wife, I just got stung by a jellyfish. Quick, pee on it. Husband, peas on the jellyfish. That's for stinging my wife.
That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. So Jake goes to Mexico, right? Uh, Goes to Mexico and he's walking the streets. He tells to this guy, "Hey, hi, hola, how are you? I'm okay. So what's your name? My name is Frederico. Ah, that's funny. If you change some letters, it says fag. I'm not gonna say it, right? The Mexican is like, oh, that's fantastic. What's your name? My name is Jacob. Oh, Jacob, good. If you change all the letters, go fuck yourself. No, no, you don't like it? Too hard? Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's
I know.
funnier in Spanish.
He's extremely funny in Spanish because he's an Argentinian telling a guy change his name, make course. Anyway, I didn't have any. It was your turn, but I needed to do it. So, to be honest, I'm extremely sad about the Dragon Ball Z. And guess what, people? I'm going through something. So suck it up and pretend that you laugh. Um, that will be all for today. Cheers to everyone that was here. Congratulations of the winner of the Oscars. Thank you to our sponsor. Right, those belts. If you want a belt, if you want to send me a belt that says "Keep it up, buddy," everything will be fine. PO box is under there. Thank you, everyone. Uh, that's it, brother. We need to keep going back to real life, and it sucks.
Bummer, man.
Bummer, man. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mr. Jake. You're the best. We'll be in touch. All right. See you next week. Roll 'em up.